But luckily, I saving them to our chat helped with that.
Yep. Alright, I'm live on my end.
And I'm live on my end.
Okay, I guess we can go ahead and begin. Greetings everyone, I am Dr. J, and we are back for shenanigans within Wargroove.
And for those on my perspective, I apologize about last time, but I didn't catch that OBS wasn't picking up my mic last time I'm on this game. Look, fortunately, in my brother's perspective, still managed to get it. And even if it cut off my bye to you guys last time.
Either way, should be an interesting night. So I don't remember where exactly we are in the story, so I guess we'll find out real quick. Alright, campaign, main. Right, yeah. So we've got a couple different places we can go. We've got one down here, which is a fairly silly mission, and another that's another fairly silly mission.
Well, yeah.
I'll leave it up to you which silly mission to go for first. And if you want, I can play the quote bad guys, though you'll see how it goes.
Oh, ye gold or ye life? What? Ye gold? Really? Huh. You wouldn't think being a villager would demand such high overheads. I'd imagine it'd be more of an income flow issue. Well, of course, in these rural communities, income is inevitably dictated by unreliable agrarian
yields. Yeah.
Lad, we're becoming sidetracked here. Look, if you've no gold, then your life's forfeit. Roll it right there!
Oh, right, I forgot you were doing a Scooby-Doo impression for this guy.
Keep your snout out of this, doggy. It's none of your business. Run my business? Reserve! Alright, Fleabag. That was the last of my patience. Call for reinforcements! Okay, this is a big man.
For its small size, this is a pretty well-connected settlement. Must make it an appealing target for outlaws.
Oh, must be the race? The race?
Seems like Commander Caesar's staying put.
Of course I am. We are villagers to protect.
That settles it. We'll stay here and protect these villagers and their settlement. Alrighty.
The outlaws and protect the villagers.
So this is basically a stand and fight. Reinforcements will come in from the north, south, well, come in from basically all sides, and you just gotta fend them off. You'll want to claim what villages you can in order to maintain. You'll want to claim what villages you can.
Yeah.
So.
This is the statue. I think we're supposed to have guys on here.
If we want to claim something, we don't want to go for that yet, though. It's going to be pretty rough.
I know.
This one took me a few attempts.
Yeah, all right. But we can worry about that detail later. But for now, those statues do indeed relate with unlocking one of the characters. I think for multiplayer and arcade.
All right. While you go and see to that, I can see to my chat.
Yeah. Specifically speaking, Mercia's father, whom was assassinated in the start.
Alright, while you see to that, I'll see to my chat real quick. I was just about to ask if there was a stream tonight. There is indeed a stream tonight, Regal. All I remember is you beat a tree. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's close enough. Let's see. Let's see what else is chat up to. Oh, hey, Dwan, how you doing? And don't be like that. Don't be like that to my brother. Come on, Dwan, don't be like that.
What's going on?
Oh, he was just being mean. It's fine. Let's see, what else is chat up to?
Swordsman.
Yep, and then you can send the pupper to go claim some other territory. Let's see what else is chat up to. I've been looking in the Mario Kart subreddit, and I don't get the hate for blue shells. And they aren't that bad. Let's see, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, yes, but since 7, they've not been that bad. Honestly, I find the lighting more annoying. I haven't really found the lighting to be a problem. Oh, go ahead. Story points.
Yeah, basically, before I get into that, you don't understand the reason for the hate to blue shells? You should do a blue shells only match, and you'll see.
Well, that sounds just hilarious, though.
Yeah, Yeah, well, from viewing it, but for the ones actually doing it, it's pure chaos. And about to be a good amount of swearing.
Yeah. Alrighty.
No. Wait.
Oh, so what you're saying is when we play Mario Kart on stream, we should have there be a blue shell only thing. You're giving me ideas, brother. You shouldn't do that.
We'll talk about that more later, but that won't be for another 2 weeks.
3 weeks, but yes.
Anyways, it's, community nights. Don't know what all we'll be doing, but that is a possibility. Anyways.
Yeah, but anyway, story point. I can explain more as you do your next turn.
Alright, lads. Let's show them who's boss.
Alright, so they'll be moving down. They're showing basically 0 reservation by my recollection, and they're going to be spawning in units pretty regularly. You will have to worry about units coming from the east and west as well. Maybe from the south, but I can't remember. Catapults are... Well, actually, I don't think there are catapults. Actually, you'll want the villagers to stay pretty close, because they're part of your win condition. You'll actually want them to stay pretty close to the center, because I don't think they can even capture stuff. They definitely can't fight. You can worry about bringing them back later. Let's see, and then... Yeah,
I brought a few swordsmen just to help.
Yep, swordsmen to claim stuff, but trebuchets and probably pikemen are going to be your best friends, and rangers. There's a lot to worry about.
Not to mention the occasional old cavalry unit.
Yep, so that you can move quickly. So yeah, luckily you've got plenty of good roads that you can use for this village, so you should be able to set up and manage things pretty well. Alright, what else is chat up to? Let's see. Innate, you can dodge them if you use a mushroom wisely. The Wii version screwed you, though. Yeah, and you can also use the loudspeaker in order to mess with it as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Actually, I just replayed DS. They aren't that bad there either. Also, Innate, there's the Super Horn. Yep, pretty much. All I remember from the DS Mario Kart is the missions where you try and beat the bullies. Alright, then. Why is there a dog as a general? Because why not? Goddamn nepotism. How dare you, Regal? That is a... upstanding and law-abiding pupper. You will not disrespect him. More outlaws have arrived to the south.
Do not worry. We will rush them.
Caesar seems confident we can take them.
And by the way, by rush I mean at crushed.
Yeah, so you can have your own forces. Let's see. So you've got a lot to deal with up there. Yeah, you're definitely going to want catapults. Well, actually, there aren't catapults. There are trebuchets. Been playing too much of Fire Emblem Warriors. They label every trebuchet as a catapult, and it irks me. Let's see. What else is going on? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's just basically continuing the Mario Kart discussion. So, I see a blue shell once in 4 or 5 races. I see lightning every race, sometimes twice. Yeah, sounds about right. That's basically my experience too. Although I only usually play with my roommate when he's around. You're not giving yourself much room to set up trebuchets at this rate. Yeah, well, you don't have to worry about going too far. In fact, them going out to the villages will actually help you. You'll want to keep your bottlenecks.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a pair of pikemen along some of them, so that way they have to fight.
Yeah.
As well as some trebuchets to help hit them from a distance.
Yeah. For now, you might want to bring your mage closer to the line in case you need to defend. Either way. What else is going on? Sorry, Jade, the quote from Borderlands where General Knox is talking about how his superior is a literal child. Okay, fair enough. Although, to be fair, that is royalties poppers, so... Let's see, what else is chat up to? So, oh yeah, the blue shell frequency. So, 90% of the time... Let's see. Hang on, I'm not sure I understand. Okay, online it's inconsistent, so with CPUs you don't see it that often. Okay, fair enough. Oh, they're actually being smart and not attacking your pupper outright. Yeah, ballistas aren't great for range, actually. You'd be better off just starting to spam pikemen, honestly. Oh, wait, you're going for that because... Oh, I see.
Yeah, they're
Never
using
mind. Never mind, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Alright. So, this should be interesting to see this play out.
Okay.
That's in range.
I know, I'm just trying to think of how I best want to do it.
Yeah, this one took me a couple of attempts, to be fair.
definitely moving the alchemists up there to help defend Kaiser from those harpies.
Yeah, you'll
And
definitely
yes.
want something to help Caesar out.
Yeah, and before you ask, yes, that is literally the name, what those things are called. The cherry stone, and
I am aware.
I was explaining to the fans.
Alright, so...
Where would be a good... Ooh, I could capture...
No,
oh,
you
I
can't capture with cavalry. That's gonna be the that's gonna be the tricky part. You may want to keep Caesar where he is so they're forced to go after your village, because you can have the alchemist reclaim later.
And also take on that harpy.
Well, yeah, that also ensures that you're not having to back off either. Yeah, that should work for now. I guess, what makes sense?
And I can have the cavalry charge in when you're ready.
Yeah, and then, yeah, that guy's out of range. Maybe put him in... Nah, don't put him in the forest. He'll get murdered. That should be fine. Alright, let's see what they have in store for us.
Guys here.
Yeah, you may want to make sure they go for the villages before they go for you, but that should be simple enough. Alrighty. Another thing I don't get is the love of Mario Kart Wii. To me, it looks janky and unbalanced as hell. That was my first Mario Kart, actually. Or, actually...
Yeah, same here. Well,
so,
actually, I think I played prior versions before.
Well,
though just not
the first one that we physically owned. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Alright, so you take a decent amount of damage, but they don't have the advantage on this, so you deal with them pretty quickly. Let's see. Hey Jay, ever played Super Circuit? I have not. Let's see. There we go. Get a little bit of damage down, and then your infantry can help seal the deal. Because the damage from villages is very consistent. Although they'll probably claim that over there. Not that it does them any good, apart from maybe letting their alchemists heal people. Although it may be good to just spam pikemen since that you're trying to defend a static position.
Be gone some of it now. Not so tough now, are you, Hairball?
This Hairball has friends. I'd have him go for the infantry. Other side. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I was just trying. Well, he was gonna one-shot anyway. My concern was making sure that he can get over to the other side, because you're gonna be running into problems very soon.
Oh.
Yeah, to the northwest, to the northeast. Let's see.
Don't worry.
Retro maps in Mario Kart are the ones I'm good at. You'll have to show me next time we do a variety night, because the next one is going to be a multiplayer variety night. Alright, so you've got that there, ready to assist. And I guess you can put the ballista... Yeah, that'll be fine. I'd say put the ballista... Actually... No, that's too close. I'd recommend keeping the artillery within... Well, I'd recommend keeping the artillery within range... Well, within the walls. So I'd probably put it... Actually, hang on. Let me see. Actually, I need to alt-tab into the game real quick. What if you put it over here?
Let's see. Ooh! Enough for a traffic
Excellent.
Oh,
Super Circuit is the GTA
here or
Mario
there?
Kart? Huh?
Where should I build it?
Probably there.
And where should I plop her?
Keep it to the roads.
So here or here?
And either one will work. Because that gives it pretty good mobility regardless of where you're going. You may want to move that cavalry up so that you can smack the archer. Yeah, that'll work. Think. Yeah, that should work. You'll be able to smack it no matter where he goes now. Alright, so you've got infantry approaching from there. Actually, you can attack the infantry without getting smacked by the pikemen, so that might be a good idea. Yeah, go for it. Because it's pretty cheap to replenish infantry. Let's see.
And I can have my And I can have this guy move to help.
Yep. Alright, and then you've got that guy to effectively prevent him from being useful, which will be good. Nice. Alright, we've got this. Now, what else is chat up to? Super Circuit is the GBA Mario Kart. Oh, I see. Let's see. Yep. Actually, what GBA games did we have? Because I've got basically... Yeah, go ahead and move that one back. The GBA games. Yeah, most of the GBA stuff that we had was turn-based, so our first introduction to Nintendo from that... Huh?
As well as some of the Pokemon games. Anyways, where
yeah,
should I
that's
put this
turn-based,
soldier?
yes. Keep it close.
Like here?
Yeah. That way it can still smack those rangers if they try and use their full movement. And that'd be a good trade for you. Even if they do get murdered elsewhere. Let's see, but yeah, because I've got pretty much all my GBA games on the bookcase right there. It's all 3 of the Gen 3 Pokemon games. It is Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones, and those are the main ones we played, and Advance Wars 1 and 2. Can't forget those. Skadoosh.
You just reminded me that they actually do have plans for another Kung Fu movie.
Wait, they do have
Kung Fu Panda movie.
Wait, they do?
Yeah.
Oh crap, they're actually smart about attack range.
More Harpies!
How dare they be smart about attack range?
I might need another ballista.
You're gonna need a lot more than that. Okay, do not put it there, otherwise, yeah, there. That way the pikemen won't just murder it outright.
Charge!
Okay. And then... Actually, yeah, the... Set it to where the max range is always... Actually, may I?
Sure. Go for it.
Here's what I'm thinking. The max... This thing has a range of 5, right? So the max range, if you want to surround this, basically... 8, 1, 2, 3, 4... Plop it there. Wait, is that right? No. Range of 5, right? So if it's here, 1, 2, 3, 4... Anything that it attacks except this, if this pikeman guns for it, when it's right next to the barracks, if it goes for it, it dies. Outright.
So
right next to the barracks.
Right there?
Yes. And now...
Well, I know that...
Oh, right. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, well, I know it's not super effective. At least it's more damage.
Actually, this might be really stupid, but you could put the villagers to barricade briefly. They will survive an initial volley against a 5 health soldier. It's really stupid, but it works. Alright, so you got a cavalry unit there. The infantry won't be able to do much good against the cavalry, so you can have it use its full movement to go assist to the south. Well, to the northwest, I should say. Yeah, that's a good trade. It looks bad, but that's a good trade, actually. Because those infantry cost you a lot less when you'd be getting back. And then you'll want some swordsmen over there to reinforce the north and south. Yeah, that'll do. And you don't want that. They'll pikemen will get a swing at you if you do that. You'll probably want them to... Actually, wait. That'll put that in range of the archers. That is basically out of commission. Just put it in max range. Well, just put it... Actually, wait. There's a harpy down there. Crap.
If I put up another ballista...
Yeah, you'll want it to go straight south then. Okay. I thought I had caught up with chat, Gilgamesh. Let's see, so... Yeah, go ahead and use the max range on the cavalry to have it move up, because that infantry's not going to do a whole lot of damage to it. No. Okay, move down. You're going to need help again with the alchemist and the archer over up here. So you're going to want to just move it over here, I think. And then you can have... Yeah, you can just have that guy... Well, what would be the best place to have it waiting in the wing? Maybe near that... Maybe near the forest by the cavalry. Not in it, though. Oh, well. The infantry won't do that much. I don't think. Yeah, that's a good trade. That'll at least ensure that that city survives one round.
Yeah, though I need more gold.
Yeah, I know. Let's see, what else is chat up to? Have you watched the video recommended from last time? I tried to, but YouTube was being obnoxious for me that night, so I need to finish it. Alright, as expected.
Hopefully they'll be spawning units on us.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Uh-oh.
That won't be much damage. That'll be, what, 10% at most? The outlaws are inside the settlement walls!
Repeat together!
We can't let the stronghold fall. Alright, you'll probably end up losing that, but the fact that they acted that way first means you'll at least get a bit of damage on them first. Remember, they will eventually stop spawning stuff, I just can't remember how quickly.
And then I can really focus on taking them to the cleaners.
Alright, as expected, they go for the villagers. Your sacrifice will not be in vain.
We're attacking the villagers! The villagers, we have to keep them safe!
Yes, I know I'm a horrible person for using them as meat shields, but never mind that. We will win.
Now I think that one is within ballista range.
Well, it's in trebuchet range, which is even more important. Yeah, you're gonna be dealing with a lot. It's eventually gonna boil down to just remaining within the walls and doing what damage you can in there. You may want to set up a ballista just to have something near that infantry.
You mean catapult?
Well, actually, have the ballista move down this way. Because you've got the cavalry unit who can finish off the archers. That way you protect that way. And then you can kill that. Bam. Alright, that should suffice for now. You may want to abandon that down there. You're gonna need the infantry. You're gonna need those. Yeah, that'll be good for now. Alright, I'd set up a ballista to deal with at least some long range, just to get you a little bit.
Round here?
Middle. That'll work. Okay, and then you've got that guy. It'll get mulched by everything if you do that, though, so that's unwise. Actually, putting the alchemists in the mountains wouldn't be a bad idea. You can keep Caesar there for now. Or actually, you can have him withdraw to the forest next to the alchemist. Or at least get close to it, because that'll still put him in range to hit the cavalry in the right circumstance. Then you can have the cavalry move a little closer, but I wouldn't have them attack yet, because you need to worry about them taking damage from...
Like here?
Well, let's figure out the range on... Yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead. Let's figure out the range on everybody. I'd say stay out of the Harpies range, but otherwise... Okay, so basically move it one into the right of the Alchemist. Yeah, that'll do. Their main threat against you has been taken care of with the pikemen being heavily damaged, so we should be fine. Still. Alright. Looks like we're good to go. Now what else is chat up to? Let's see. So how's everyone's day? I'm currently treating my room like the Alamo against the insects and my sister on the outside. Oh boy. That bad, huh? Oh crap, we left those in range. That's gonna hurt. Let's see. What else is chat up to? Fun fact, there exists an old D&D campaign where a giant weasel randomly appears in... Okay. I'm not gonna read that. Let's see. Also, the original Deities and Demigods supplement included a Cthulhu pantheon, but then that got cut out in later versions because people are effing cowards. Oh boy. I'm sick, Regal, and I stayed home today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Gwen. You sure you should be up this late then? Ah, well. If you feel that you can manage it, don't let me stop you, but still. If you do need to sleep, don't feel like you have to stay up.
Okay.
Excellent. else to chat up to?
Hey!
Okay. And then you can use Caesar to make mincemeat of the cavalry, which will be good for us. Yeah, that'll work. That'll make it easier to defend it as well. Alright, so that's out of range of everything important. So you've got the war pups, who are probably going to deal damage to the ballista no matter what. Actually, what would be good? I'd say pikemen. Let's see, will that prevent the war pups from attacking the ballista? Yes, good. So
Yeah,
the only thing they'll be able to badly injure will be the pikemen, which is good for us. Yeah, you don't want to... That'll be good at this point. Yeah, you may as well do what damage you can. I just realized, with where we put the ballista, those archers might be able to shoot at them. You may want to... Actually, set an alchemist in with the other barracks, then, so that you can heal the ballista if necessary. And just in case you need to get it directly involved with the harpies.
Yeah.
Jay, you dirty boy, the weasel sucked NPC's blood? Did I not... Given that you are the textbook definition of horny on main, can you blame me for assuming that? Let's see. What else is going on in chat? Okay, so Regal being silly. Let's see. Hey Jay, have you played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines? I've heard a lot about it. I don't know too much about it though.
What should I do with these two guys?
Let's see. What's the cavalry going? Because remember, the ability for Caesar lets you do a turn reset to every unit near. So at this point, what can the cavalry unit hit? Enemy cavalry, I should say. At this point, if he's smart, he'll go after the settlement. If he does, Caesar may be able to take him out before running back to the settlement and helping defend the rest. For now, though, what would the cavalry be best served doing? Can it knock out the settlement? Don't know if you can necessarily... No, he can't. Okay, so don't waste damage. Nah, don't waste damage on them then. At this point, I don't think you can hold them. Let's see. What to best do? What would be the best then? What can the ballista hit?
I already used the ballista.
The other ballista.
Remember, I got...
The other ballista. Alright, so you can knock out the pikemen, but what else can you hit with? Substantial damage to that. What can the enemy alchemists up there hit? Can they reach the pikemen? They cannot. I'd say hit the war pups then to minimize damage to your pikemen. There we go. And then you can put the the infantry can stay where they are. You've got pikemen coming from that direction. I'm not sure where those cavalry should go. The alchemist is that alchemist is probably fine where he is. Yeah, that'll work too. The cavalry, I'm not sure where you want to go with that. I'll leave it up to you. I wouldn't recommend attacking anything though, or putting it into attack range. Oh, I see. Just help reinforce Caesar. Okay. And then you've got that cavalry unit plus the trebuchet if needed. Alright, cool. Let's see, what else is chat up to? Let's see, so... Oh yeah, I was talking about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. I have not played it, though I have heard a decent amount. Let's see.
Dang. Guys, I could just knock that thing out. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna set up pikemen to help guard.
Yep, that'll work well. Ooh, something for your everything else to shoot at. Maybe I should have had you send the cavalry unit down that way.
It's okay.
Yep, that's gonna be lost pretty swiftly, but it will provide us an ample distraction for now.
But that... I think one of the harpies is within range.
I think that's out of range, actually.
Oh, crap! How's this dog still holding us off? We sent out half our forces! Did you hear that, Kaiser? We're halfway there. Oh, no! Okay, so half of their forces have made it.
I'm pretty sure that's... Oh, crap, that's out of... I forgot, the enemy in this game is actually smart about attack ranges after a while. And you know what the worst part is? I think the Harpy is in range of your Trebuchet. Okay, it's not. Okay, so the question is, what are you willing to part with then? Because that ballista should absolutely hit the archers, just to mitigate damage from them. I think you should... Well, I think a cavalry unit to help clean up the archers below would be good. So I'd say set a pikeman up at barracks... Well, at the left... Well, at the rightmost barracks. Just to have another pikeman at the ready. Yeah. Doesn't matter where, it'll just be lined up with that guy. Eventually. And then... I guess you can take out the pikeman. Oh, wait a minute. The pikemen you sent out are gonna get blasted by the archers.
Oops.
Whoops. Well, at least they'll be... At least you can blast everything else as it approaches. And then... What else is there we need to worry about? Let's see, so... Do we mind losing that cavalry if we can take out that alchemist? My vote's on yes. You may need to move your... Actually, here's what I'm anticipating now. The Harpy is...
Alive.
Yeah, the Harpy is going to go after your cavalry unit, which means it'll continue to remain outside your ballista range, but will be able to attack your trebuchet next turn. I say you preempt it by sending the trebuchet somewhere else. I'm not particularly concerned about where else, but I think it would be better served elsewhere. Because the trebuchet will act as a hard barrier for the enemy trebuchet, if nothing else. I'm just trying to think. You may as well preempt. Oh, wait. Do you want a knight to replace the one that's about to fall? Yeah, that'll work.
Well, the Harpy can't reach it.
He will next turn. I'm thinking that while you can move the trebuchet, maybe you should so that it can at least fire on something next round. Wait, not yet. Where do we move it?
Well, you figure that out.
Actually, Caesar can basically defend that on his own now. You may as well set... Although, there is the Trebi. There is the incoming trebuchet, though. It'll take a while before it reaches, so you may want to send that cavalry unit to help elsewhere. Wait a minute. Ooh! That's actually good use. The Alchemist won't be able to do a lot of damage, even if they do initiate. Actually, you can use that to claim it. Although, cavalry. Hang on, what's the range of that cavalry? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, it's just going to claim it the moment you do, so... No, don't do that. Keep that Alchemist where it is, actually. Let them come to you. Now, next question. Do you want to... Do you want to sacrificial lamb something? Not yet, probably. Yeah, this is probably fine. See? And now it's in range of your trebuchet. And you don't have a way to shoot at it. Alright, that'll probably knock it down to half. Oh, crap! Alright, so Caesar gets shot at. Alright, this goes forward. That'll bring him down to less than half, which is good for us. And that'll be the end of that. Oh, crap.
At least the ballista can strike it.
Oh, yeah. That'll actually make it work out in your favor. At least numerically. As expected. Alright, so your cavalry versus theirs. You have the advantage on the attack, so you should have this. Have the cavalry attack from the plains. Yeah, that'll minimize damage to it, and then the alchemist can finish it off. There we go. Yep, nice and easy. Down you go. Let's see, what else is chat up to? Alright, so discussion about NES games. Let's see, don't know too much about the ones being discussed, so I'll move on. Hey Jay, you really need to play the Tear Ring Saga? I feel like you mentioned it a couple of times. I'll definitely have to find time for it, although the pain of emulating PS1 games has been keeping me away for a while. I'd probably have shot at the archers first, because those are more threatening at this point. Alright, so, it is in range of the trebuchet, so you're gonna need to move it. Yeah, that'll work, actually. And you can burn some money to... Never mind. Let's see, what would be next? Actually, go to the other spot and recruit a ranger. Because the enemy has rangers over there, so you may as well greet them in kind. Now... it's not a great use for pikemen. But it will be a good distraction for a while. Alright, so the cavalry can't hurt. Yeah, may as well shoot at what you can there. Wow. Now, how do we want to deal with the rest? Yeah, definitely do that. That'll basically neuter that one.
Don't need to be wary of that harpy, because I don't know if Kaiser can attack him.
No, he cannot.
So I should probably
You will have to get the alchemist back over.
Or get a alchemist over.
Yeah. Either way, I'd recommend putting down... Let's see, what would be good? Let's see... What would work best? Actually, a battle pup might be faster. Yeah, it will be faster, actually. So plop that down where it won't get hurt by anything else. And then that cavalry can be used to help reinforce elsewhere, because you don't need a lot of physical defenses to the west now. So you may as well have that cavalry unit ready to assist to the south. Maybe... you don't want it in range of that ranger, but...
But once this ranger tries coming closer, he'll get minced.
Yeah, so I'd say... Let's see, what's the range of the... Let's see... Okay, so... My recommendation is to put the cavalry over here so that it can reinforce, just in case. And then that can stay put. Do we have the pikemen attack someone? Because that would engage in effective delay tactics. Yeah, may as well. I just had a really dumb idea.
What?
Have those swordsmen reclaim that village. What that'll cause is... Well, it will mean that they effectively get mulched without too much fanfare, but what it also means is that if it gives you an excuse to have your alchemists run up and cause some havoc. Because against the warp... Well, actually, I'd have them at least block the entrance, though they will take a lot of damage from the pikemen. But this means that they'll waste time... Wait, no! I wanted to attack them. Because now they're going to take the full force. I did want to block it off, but you could have blocked it off while still attacking, but never mind. I should be more clear on my initial idea.
Well, we'll see what happens. For all we know, the Warpups may not even attack there.
We'll see. What else is chat up to? I'd say it's worth the headache, yeah, for PS1 emulation. I have done it before. I'd just rather not do it if I don't have to. Let's Let's see. Also, I hear PS1 emulation is easier than Vita emulation. Well, by that standard, it's also better than Xbox emulation. That doesn't mean you want to do either. And with how many other games I want to check out, it's just a matter of priority. Alright, with that, I'm surprised it hasn't fallen yet. Alright, so that will absolutely fall. Alright, gonna take the full force of that. It won't kill them, but yeah, it'll hurt. You'll want to reinforce them. You'll want to reinforce them at some point. And then those archers are basically gonna waste all their time attacking that, so I guess you can have Caesar start retreating a little bit. But the reason for doing this, they waste their time and energy on that rather than your forces. Okay, yeah, you definitely want Caesar to fall back now. Alright, so the War Pups will do heavy damage to them, so... oh, not as heavy as I thought, actually. Okay, yeah, you definitely want Caesar to back off then. Only to get out of range of the Harpy. Yeah, they can get out of range. But yeah, that should be your focus right now. Yep, no one can claim that immediately, although... they're gonna be racing to make sure that Caesar doesn't get mulched by the Harpy, but that'll be fine. Meanwhile... Ooh! Problem is that's pikemen. And they have crit. You have crit, but so do they. Decisions. There aren't any archers to worry about down there yet. Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Move! Never mind.
What would be good? Recapture the base again to waste those pikemen's time? Let's see, well, there's a couple ways you could go through this. Let's see. I have an idea. What? Yes. So, you're gonna want a swordsman or someone to help barricade up there. Probably someone cheap. Oh, that's gonna get immediately killed.
Which one? Should I attack the pikeman?
Yeah. I was thinking put the swordsman where it wouldn't get immediately killed, but never mind me. So... put an alchemist at the other spot. Right in front of the barracks. That way you can have the other alchemist assist elsewhere. Oh, that's actually perfect. Your ballista can keep firing at people without fear of reproach. And I'd recommend that you spend the rest of your gold reinforcing... Actually, here's what I'd recommend. You've got the... hang on. You've got this alchemist over here that you can reinforce. I'd recommend that you do so. Oh shoot, I didn't realize it would pull from both. That's actually quite useful. And then the infantry, just to barricade them. Actually, you can have it at... what would be good here? If it falls back... you know what? It won't be able to do a whole lot of damage, and the only thing it could Actually, the only one who could realistically get in would be the War Pups. How much damage can you do to the War Pups? Oh, quite a bit, actually. You can basically render them moot. Because the only one who can hurt the archers now is that one infantry unit, and they're not going to do much. Alright, what else is chat up to? Alright, so Dwayne is continuing his usual trivia night. Looks like it's focused on D&D stuff. Let's see. And then Regal's being silly. What the dog doing indeed? Ah, they have crits. I wouldn't recommend that. I'd probably have him just... actually, yeah, just have him fall back. Actually, we've got those War Pups that we can move somewhere. What I was thinking is throw them at the archers. Because if the archers are smart, they may take a pot shot at your ballistae. Alright, that should do.
Will the instructors fight back?
Actually did more damage than I expected, honestly. Alright, so it should be able to take it out at this point. Yep. Oh, wow. Didn't expect that.
Must be going for smart Kaiser.
Well, to be fair, they knock out Caesar, and it's over, so not exactly a bad assumption to make. Alrighty, let's see, what else is chat up to? So what does the General Dog in Wargroove do? His special ability is to give a turn reset to every ally next to him. Quite useful. Quite useful indeed. Oh, that's tempting.
Yeah, but I need alchemists to help defend.
Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea. You have
What do you
Caesar's
think?
Groove. Okay, here's my thinking. You have Caesar's Groove, so what you do is this. You have two alchemists that you can throw at this situation. So let's figure out the range. Hang on. You've got two alchemists in the fortifications here. So what's the range? So what if... So let's see, they have a movement of 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you have this alchemist over here, he could reach that harpy over there. And, hang on,
Which
let me
one?
take over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here's what you do. This alchemist goes over here. You mind?
Meh, not at all.
Alright, here's what I'm thinking. This alchemist goes over here. This alchemist goes over... Actually, do I want him here? Or... Hang on a minute. Did I think this through? No, I did not. Okay, So we have an alchemist over here. Oh, wait a minute. We're just gonna go haywire on these guys. It's gonna be glorious. So you see what I'm trying to set up? And then you use Caesar's Groove to really hurt him. Wait. Nope, not yet. Yeah, in the middle, yeah. And now the cavalry takes out the trebuchet. The alchemist takes out one of the harpies. And does heavy damage to something else.
Well, outright destroy the trebuchet, but it'll at least keep it from being effective.
Yep, that'll significantly reduce its damage. And then you can have them target whoever you like. It'll be glorious. Skadoosh. Yeah, that probably makes the most sense. The archers are the more threatening target. Wham. Now. Yeah,
Which one?
I'd target the archers. Because they can pose a substantial threat. And then you can have your ballistae knock them out, hurt them the rest of the way. Yep, that'll be fine. That way, they can't cause any substantial harm to anybody else for a while. Yep, you can have them just be
There we
straight
go.
up killed. You will need something to barricade in order to ensure that those archers would be fine. Pikemen would be good. What else would work?
I need to set up another one to make it effective.
Well, yeah, but you've got a lot of pikemen over there. Your cavalry aren't going to avail you much. You're going to be very much reliant on... Actually, wait a minute. It may be wise to move the trebuchet into position to assist them. Although you do have stuff to worry about to the south. What would be good? Because the cavalry that you've got, Yeah, the cavalry and the war pups there should be enough to sufficiently distract.
Where should I send the trebuchet?
Well, that's what I'm debating. Because that trebuchet is effectively preventing that pikeman from going any further. And that alone might be worth keeping it there. The question is, can you properly barricade to the north with what you've got? Because you've got a choice between... No, you don't have a lot of good choices for what to keep alive. As of right now, you'd need to reinforce somebody. Yeah, you may as well do that, just to distract them. Fortunately, the only one who can reach you otherwise is the alchemist. But the problem is, those pikemen are going to start attempting to encroach, and you're going to need somebody to block off the enemy approaching from the south, if only to prevent that alchemist from going haywire. Luckily, actually, I think you have the alchemist go on the attack. Oh crap, he can't reach the enemy alchemist. I don't like letting it... Actually, set the cavalry to block. The alchemist won't do a lot of damage, and the archer is out of range. Then you can use that guy as necessary. Now, as for
What should I
need? Maybe a pikeman, just so that you can reverse Uno the enemy pikeman over there.
Now, where should I send these pups?
Well, you've got archers to worry about, so set it up to deal with them. Isn't that in range? Yeah. I just set it next to the ballista for now. If they go after... No, ballista, not trebuchet. Yeah, that'll work. And then... Actually, trebuchet can stay. Unless you want to try and... Unless you want to try and do something with it. Let me think. There's nothing in range right now, so if you want... Let's look around real quick. What's to the north again? Not too much, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. That would force the pikemen to decide whether to... Actually, moving it up there would force it to decide... Yeah, actually, yeah, that'll work. There's a bit of a risk of the harpy trying to turn around and say sup, but given that Caesar is right there, I don't think it'll do that.
Not to mention that if it tries to go after it, it'll get mulched by the...
Well, it'll do a lot of damage before it gets mulched, though. Alright, I think we're good. Let's see how they respond. As expected.
How much is this gonna do?
A lot. I'd say 30. Oh wow, less than that? Huh. For the equivalent of a battlecopter, I expected a lot more.
Then again, the heroes are tanky. Well, I can at least reclaim that.
Mm-hmm. You do have the forces right now to do so, so that'll work just fine. Oh, I forgot about the range of that one. My bad.
Don't worry. It's okay.
Well, substantially less damage, I suppose. Alright, so that alchemist is basically dead. Sayonara. Huh. They're actually staying away from the cavalry unit. Giants! These outlaws mean business!
Wait, giants?
This is no time to go getting intimidated. We have to protect the villagers.
Raise directly! Wait. Oh. You know those golems that the Florum were using?
Say hello.
This is to the cherry stone variant.
Yeah, you're gonna need to start reclaiming crap. Luckily, you can knock out the important stuff pretty easily. Honestly, you'll probably want to reinforce someone pretty swiftly. Alright, you can capture one. Now, they said giants plural. You may want to look around and be sure that that's the only one. Okay, it's just harpies elsewhere. Good.
And it's
now,
just the one.
Yep, that makes sense. I wonder if I wonder if that pikeman's still in range of the trebuchet. If so, that would be glorious. No, not quite. Actually, you may want to move the trebuchet up, actually.
How
Maybe
far?
it's... I'd put it in the corner, actually.
Right here?
Yeah. It might be a bit out of the way as far as the southern stuff is concerned, but... Wait. It could have claimed the village if you had moved it to the other side, but never mind. Never mind me trying to be super optimal. Okay. And keep the war pups there. It'll effectively act as a deterrent. And then the cavalry... Cheers, love! Cavalry's there! Cavalry's mad. Actually, not a bad time to shoot at those.
And it'll be out of range.
Actually, oh crap, I just realized.
What?
The enemy archers can shoot at you now, although they will take a hit from the ballista for it. Ooh, excellent.
May as well.
Probably should have looked above to make sure there wasn't anything important, but I'd assume no. Yeah. Okay, then pikemen can block off. Actually, can those alchemists... Dumb question, can those alchemists take out the... Ooh, actually, they might be able to take out those guys. Although they'll die for it, though, if they do that. What I'm curious about is whether they can claim the southern. Ooh, they can. That might be worth it.
Yeah,
Just to supplement your income.
I'll
You're
need
gonna
to
need
send
it.
someone else to capture it.
Yep, those pikemen will be in range to do so that'll be fine. And then Caesar. Yeah, you can keep him nearby. Go ahead and withdraw him. You don't want him dying to anything crazy at this point, not when we're this far in. And then we know that there's enemy harpies to the south, so we'll want... The alchemist that you've got near the cavalry can go assist with what's coming from the north, so you can send that one to the south. And then... do we want that ballista to move up at all? Now that one's not moving this turn, but what about the one you haven't activated? Oh, actually, yeah, you move it there and it can shoot at anybody that goes for that settlement. And they probably will be able to claim it anyway, but if you can get some stray damage onto the cavalry that's coming in, why not? And keep it out of the cavalry's range, more to the point, without having to let Caesar take all the damage. Yeah, I messed that one up. That's gonna hurt.
But the ballista should be able to attack that, though.
Yes, it will, but it'll only do probably 25%. Still, that is a lot. That does add... Alright, that is the problem with them getting a hold of stuff. Oh, you're finally going for that, huh? How cute. Now get it. Alright, and that was what I was concerned with, but that only has less than 10%, so it's basically negligible.
Another trebuchet.
And we can manage those. You don't have crit, I wouldn't recommend it. You don't want cavalry to go after pikemen, that ends badly. Alright, so you can have one pikeman. Let's see. I'd recommend you have the trebuchet take out the pikemen, but yeah, let's focus down here first. One thing at a time. Yep, that'll work.
Yeah, take out the archers, so that way there'll be one less threat.
Wait, that put it in range of the archers. Oh, well. There were only 5. Wait, that put it in range of infantry, too. Can the war pups reach the enemy infantry? Oh, man. Actually, did I put it in range of infantry? I think it only put it in range of archers. Okay, that's fine. It'll hurt, but it'll manage. Okay, we've got cavalry over there now. May as well claim that real quick, by the way. And then you can have... Let's see. And then you can have the pikemen waiting in the wing to effectively hamstring those guys. Yep, that'll work. Wait! Not yet. Have them move down a little. No, move further.
How far?
All the way. What I'm thinking is, you'll want some flexibility in order to deal with whatever nonsense gets thrown at you. So, may as well lean into it, right? What's chat up to? You guys ever watch the show The Venture Bros? I like it, shame stuff got cancelled. I know nothing about it, so I can't speak on it, sadly. I don't want to have it reinforce.
What should I make here?
Eichmann? I put it in the forest because it'll get stabbed pretty quickly, but... And then you can have... It's probably more important to Well, is it more important to reinforce or damage? Because if you attack with it, it'll die next round. Probably makes more sense to reinforce. Get what you can back. Alright, cool. It brings it up to near full. And then those pikemen can march. And at least ensure that they don't get too much that they can throw at other stuff. And then reinforcing took most of that, so that's fine. Hang on, what's the range of that cavalry? Enemy cavalry. Well, that's lovely.
Who should I have this guy shoot?
Cavalry's probably priority. How much damage can you do to that versus the pikemen? Shoot at the cavalry. You do not want that gunning for you later. Alright, now make sure you keep out of its range. Let's see. And then... Alright, Caesar's out of range of it for now. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, I had a feeling. But I guess that's one way to bait it out. Even if it hurts in the moment. As expected. Alright, they won't do that much damage, though. Or so I thought. Alright, terrain advantage will help you here, but it'll still hurt. Not as much as I expected, though. Nice. You know what I just realized?
What?
One of the enemy pikemen just walked into crit range of that ballista. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be rough, no matter what you do. Okay, what do you want to what part do you want to tackle first? Because there's a lot that can be tackled. That'll need to be. So, step one, let's see to the artillery. Let's see, the ballista is in crit range. Well, yeah. What makes the most sense? You can have the alchemist straight up knock that one out, so I didn't put the war pups, actually. Actually, the war pups may be able to take it out so you don't even have to risk... Oh yeah, that's perfect, actually. They take it out, and then the alchemist can stay out of range of the enemy infantry, too. That's actually perfect. And so that leaves that to shoot at the war pups, which is good for us. Can't hit the cavalry. It can't hit the flyers yet. Yeah, bad idea. Withdraw him. So, yeah, just take that guy out. Nice and easy. Okay, good. And then... what damage can you do with the ballistic first? You can do more to the Alchemist, so go ahead and hit the Alchemist. You've got plenty of support that you can draw from down there. Don't waste the cavalry. Have the pikemen stab first. What's going on in chat? Okay, so chat's being silly. Let's see. I put the Ignore Me clip in the React part of Discord, then Jay, if you want to see it. I'll have to take a look at some point. Sounds like I'll have a couple things to react to at some point. And then, yeah, I may as well stab it just to get it out of your hair.
And if I can, I'm gonna make a trebuchet.
You cannot.
And I can.
In that case, you can probably get away with just putting down a couple infantry on both sides just to have warm bodies. That will ensure that you have enough, regardless of what gets mulched next round. Okay, now, looking at what's left, you've got the cavalry. Ooh, you have crit? Do it.
Don't know about crit.
It is crit. Do it. You do not want that cavalry. That cavalry moved to where it can hit the ballista. You do not want that still standing. It's gonna die next round because there are pikemen right there. Actually, wait a minute. That pikeman's in crit range. Do it.
Which one?
That one. Range 2. Do it.
And I can possibly have Kaiser or Queen House.
I don't think he's in range. He is not. Still.
I can have this one do it.
That works. The only one who could hurt it then is another pikeman. And it's already... I think that one's already gotten its money's worth from killing the harpies. Alright, that's glorious. Alright, so... now comes... wait for them to come to you. You've got the trebuchet. Let's see. Yeah, you can have it. Yeah, you don't need to worry about them. Actually, how much damage is returned if you do that? Okay, not worth at all.
I could reinforce, but that would mean it'd be slower to get another trebuchet.
Well, let's find out. Let's see, where's the info panel? You're getting 700 gold a round. You should assume 600 because of... yeah, you should assume 600 because this cavalry is going to absolutely knock this out, if he's smart. So, yeah, don't reinforce. But you can have that... actually, you can have that alchemist move to where he can more easily deal with the harpy, or at least force him to reposition. Yeah, that'll work. And then maybe have that pikeman withdraw a little bit. Yeah, perfect. And Caesar's good where he is. Alrighty. Let's see what kind of murder they attempt. Oh crap!
Forgot about that detail.
Oh, that was costly. Speaking of costly, this is gonna hurt, even without crit. Ugh. They balanced this game well, for better or worse. At least they won't get crit on your pikemen later, and will pay for it dearly. Oh, that's gonna be even worse. Alright, you'll take a decent amount from that, but that should be survivable. Especially since your archers will be able to... actually, well, your ballistas should be able to do enough return fire.
Getting more, or these guys aren't coming. I imagine that this would be it since they haven't summoned anything else.
Well, turn's not over yet.
He's so tough because he's majestic and magnificent. We'll show him.
I think this is the last wave.
This looks like the last wave.
Alrighty.
Perfect. Just raise the horse. The horse.
Oh boy.
Let's take him out and save the settlement.
I'd have the actually, you wanted a trebuchet, didn't you?
Yeah.
Where would be a good place for it? Hang on. Where would be a good place for it? You may want to move the ballista then. But actually, where would? Well, let's see. Where would the best place for a trebuchet be? Probably where that knight is standing. If you're able to barricade, which you should be able to at this point. Yeah, that works, I guess. Now, that'll put it in kill range of the harpies. But if they... Actually, wait a minute. Will that put it in kill range of the ballista, though? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you need to move the ballista near the barracks if you wanted the knight to sally forth, but it would allow you to kill it. Well, it wouldn't take the harpy out of it. Bear in mind, your alchemists guarding the top are both injured. And will probably not last the round.
So I might want to consider getting another one when I get the chance.
Yeah, you do have the ballista to protect you. At this point, you may as well have the alchemists do what damage they can. Speaking of what damage they can, that'll work perfectly. Yeah, you're definitely going to want an extra alchemist, because you're going to lose most of them after this round. You've got even more to worry about soon. Let's see. What can that hit? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, because I need to, for the sake of those civilians.
And for the ballista to stay alive. What would be good? Have the infantry claim... Well, have the pikemen reclaim that down there. And then set up the crit. How long have we been going on this map? Hang on a minute.
A little over an hour.
Oh, jeez.
We have enough time for the next one.
We might not. We may have enough time for the main story mission, actually. Because if I remember correctly, it's a mission where you have limited deployment. Alright, those war pups are basically done for. Send that soldier down below then. To help guard that. If that swordsman's smart, he'll go after the ballista. And then, let's see.
Speaking of which...
Well, if you have nothing else to shoot at, may as well.
Yeah, slowly work it so that way I can claim that when I get the chance.
Mm-hmm. And then... Nah, I wouldn't recommend that. The harpy will kill it the moment you do that. And actually, given that, I'd have that alchemist move up.
Right here?
Yeah. Let's make sure that it'll be in good position to either barricade or murder. You can do a similar thing with the archers, because the archers can attack harpies.
Just to make it a little easier.
Yep. That's actually perfect. And then... See, those pikemen I think are good. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, those pikemen are good where they are.
Actually,
another thing, you've still got an alchemist you can use.
where?
Up above. The one that got attacked by war pups. You may as well have it strike... Oh, wait a minute. Put it on the mountain. That'll at least get you a crit before things go haywire. Ow. unfortunately, the golems... Well, unfortunately, you've got trouble inbound, so that'll be fun.
Well, once I clear the south end...
Oh shoot, I didn't realize that was in range. Well, Caesar's not going to be helpful.
He's still pretty healthy, and the ballista can attack the trebuchet.
That is true. That actually does work in your favor. You can use Caesar as bait. For a lot of things by the looks of it. Look at me, I'm the best pupper. Acknowledge me as the best pupper. Alright, as expected. That'll probably be a kill. Yep. Something for your archers to shoot. Something for your ballista to shoot at, I guess. Alright, that'll probably be dead.
I need to get some soldiers down ASAP.
Oh shoot, I just realized, yeah, that ballista's gonna get hurt by... Yeah, I think that ballista's gonna die because of the pikemen now. Unless you physically block it.
And Kaiser was hurting.
Yep, as expected. Well, as expected given the circumstances. Luckily, the trebuchet will be able to knock out the alchemist. Oh, wait a minute! The golem's in range.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Yes, absolutely kill immediately. No hesitation. Alright. Nah, don't worry about that. Okay, let's figure out where to send the rest.
This'll take out the pups. This could take out that.
The problem I'm seeing right now is that the ballista is about to be stabbed by a bunch of pikemen. What would be good? I think what we want to do is this. Man?
Sure.
Alright, we've got... Let me just make sure I'm tapped in. Alright, so we've got this trebuchet here. We know that there's trouble brewing over this way, but looking at that, it looks like it'll probably go through this route. So in that case, if we want to bottleneck it, it may make sense, given where all these units are, to try and reposition this where it can hurt them if they go after the ballista. Because at this point, this ballista's toast. Unless you're willing to sacrifice more villagers, that ballista's toast. So here's... Oh yeah, perfect.
I still have those pups down there.
How damaged are they?
That guy survived!
Eh?
Oh, it's down to 1.
I wouldn't worry about it then. Those war pups... Well, there may be a condition that says you have to defeat every enemy on the field, and in that case you may want to have a pikeman stick around, but otherwise... You don't have much choice in that respect. Yeah, definitely set up an alchemist. And then I'd recommend that the rest of your gold be spent reinforcing... Well, actually, what would be good? Yeah, take out that guy. Well, do some damage to that archer. If he's smart, he'll go after the ballista. Now, with the rest of this... Okay, here's my thinking. The harpies will not do a whole lot of damage to... What's it called? The harpies basically do 0 damage to alchemists when they initiate. So if you have the pikemen back off, and let the alchemist barricade instead, you basically have him dead to rights.
Harpies can fly over walls?
They cannot.
Oh.
Not those walls, anyway. So you don't have to care. You just have to sit back and watch the show. Then you can have those infantry and the cavalry assist elsewhere. Oh, don't reinforce. I'd recommend reinforcing Caesar instead. Actually, wait. Is there anything that could kill Caesar? What if... How much damage can the pikeman do?
He's at 30.
That's a risk.
Did I reinforce him?
Yeah, I'd reinforce him. Oh crap, I just realized that leaves the ballista open. Well, the trebuchet open too. Oh
Yeah,
man,
but...
your siege equipment's gonna be feeling pain very soon. Yeah, that one's probably best off in the forest, because Caesar's going to be the priority, not the not the villagers.
Trying to at least move the villagers to a safe distance.
Yeah. Well, luckily you don't need to have as much piled in the east right now, so you can probably
And
move
once I
some
finish
of.
clearing out...
I was thinking you could move some of the infantry and the knights over to help, but... Alright, as expected, they're going after Caesar, which is exactly what we want. They waste their breath trying to kill the pupper. And fail.
So I need to be worried about that enemy trebuchet.
Well, the thing is... It moved into... Well, it's at range... Well, it's at max range of your ballista. Actually, yeah. Oh, that's rough, actually. That could be tricky. And you don't have Caesar's groove either. Oh, I'm kind of surprised they did that. Really? That was a waste. Alright, that was the smart move. Do what damage you can. So it's basically just a slap fight between those guys now. Although you do have the alchemist below. You've got your infantry to deal with them though, so that should be fine. This is the last wave though, so... Actually, where'd the harpies go? Oh, they're keeping their distance. Wait a minute. Yeah, take him down.
Then I can reclaim that one settlement.
Skadoosh. Now, yeah, take those alchemists out. Because those puppers are basically useless.
That'll at least help.
And then the pikemen down there can clean up easily enough. Yep, just move them in. Should be easy enough to just claim what's left. Don't even have to worry about crits there. Ooh, wait, you get crits against the alchemist. Do it. You got a crit against the alchemist with the knight. Do it. Nice. Okay. I'd have the ranger attack first. Yep. And then I think the ballista can be used to knock it out the rest of the way. Yep. Then you can claim it, just in case you need more gold. Nice. Alright, starting to clean things up. Okay, so as weird as it sounds, you may want to split up your pikemen. Because you can send them, because you can send one... Oh, actually, you don't need to... Yeah, split them up. Because that one can almost kill... Actually, it can kill if you fire the ballista at it. It'll take some damage for it. But that's okay.
But then I'll have the bottom clear.
Yep, you'll only have to worry about those alchemists, which your infantry should be have enough...
And those guys.
Yep. And then you can send one of your pikemen back to the top to assist there.
Should I focus the back golem or the trebuchet?
The golem's only 1%. Well, is only 10% right now.
Oh, guys are back.
I'm not sure what the right call is. Let me see more of the top. Oh crap, are harpies there? Well, okay.
Not to mention that Golem and the Trebuchet.
Well, yeah, it's too risky for Caesar to go out there. That much is certain.
I'm gonna have him fall back. And have the villagers also...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm expecting to happen. So, the ballista that hasn't been moved yet. At that point, it's only 7%. Caesar can take that out easily enough. Most people can take it out easily enough, honestly. First, have the ballista do its job.
Against what?
That's the trebuchet, but have it take out the pikemen. Yeah, definitely do that. Because what's going to happen next round is that the trebuchet enemy trebuchet having nothing to shoot at, will take out your ballista. That's just going to happen. Luckily, you have ways to deal with that. Yeah, may as well. Get them out of the way. Actually, yeah, you may as well just wall off your trebuchet, just to make sure there's no trouble. And then, yep, take that guy out.
Get what damage I can off on this?
If you can't get random damage off on something, you'd probably be better off hurting the trebuchet. It's not much, but it'll help. And then you've got a trebuchet of your own to knock out the pikemen. And then you've got your own pikemen that you can not move as far anymore, but that's okay.
Which I construct.
You need something to deal with the ballista. I'd recommend a knight. Oh crap, one of your knights are at max range too. That's gonna be glorious. I wonder what it'll go after. Nah. Also, you got those guys. You may as well have them... Yeah, that'll work, because you do have those archers up there to deal with, so that'll be fine. Okay, I think we've got this in the bag now. We just need to make sure that Caesar doesn't fall down. Oh, that's cute. You think you're going to be effective.
That might destroy the alchemists.
I don't think it'll take out the alchemists, but definitely going to hurt them. As expected. They served their job well.
Alchemists should be able to take out their harpies.
If you can get alchemists to them. Although you do have... Actually, wait a minute. You have Caesar's Groove now, don't you?
Yep.
They're barricading you. Lovely.
First order of business, take out this area.
Yep.
And then I can send some guys down. I'm trying.
Clean up on aisle 3.
Who knows, maybe I can have these guys try and work their way over here to claim that, to give me some more income.
By the time it rolls around, it might not matter too much, but still. Okay, let's take a look around. Well, that's the only thing they can shoot at, so may as well.
Actually, they can't shoot at that, but Kaiser could easily finish that off.
Yeah, you've already got infantry down there that can engage in cleanup crew shenanigans. Kaboom.
No! Our giant! Our precious giant! Bad dog! Was it me who ripped road that riot? It was the Rebuve! Not again.
Again. Alright, what damage can your other trebuchet do to the cavalry? Oh yeah, perfect.
And I can...
Bam. How far can Caesar move? Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. It's what I'm trying to figure out.
Knights can finish off that trebuchet. We'll we'll paint a bullseye on its butt, but the biggest threat will be out of the way.
Yeah, that's the important part. Because the harpies can be dealt with if you've just got alchemists. Because the real fun's going to be to deal with the giant. Oh, even more glorious. Blam.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah, you might have been able to have him move up a little bit instead, but that's okay. I just realized. You know what you could do?
What?
You have Caesar's Groove. You could have the Ballista move and then shoot.
I'll have...
Ballista. Yeah. See what I'm thinking?
Where
You
to?
won't... Yeah, may as well just move it up all the way. As long as it's in range of that harpy, you're good. And then Caesar. And then merger.
And I can move my other trebuchet to be effective.
Yep. That way the giant will be basically unable to do anything. Actually, is your infantry in range of that archer?
It is.
Jinx.
Well, I don't know if it was a total jinx. We'll have to... It didn't sound like it on my end, though.
Sounded fine on my end. Then again, there's always that bit of small delay, so who knows. Okay. Very nice. And then at this point, you can probably just build cavalry that you can just keep throwing at the golem until it dies. Well, the giant until it dies. Yep, we can all group up and hit it till it dies. No one's gonna get that reference. What's chat up to? Ah, a lot of trivia stuff. Now it looks like Regal's engaging in it a little bit too.
Okay, so they only have 6 units left.
Most of them are trash too. Wait, we're at 6 units? Oh, right, it's including the buildings, so you just have to deal with those 3. So at this point, you just have to surround and destroy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sounds about right. It gon' die. Some
So those are real just giants with armor?
I don't know if they're real giants or if they're atomic or magical constructs. I think they're magical constructs. That would be my assumption. I could be wrong though. Alright, let's do what damage we can. Wait, you can knock that out?
And I'm going
It's
for
gonna...
it.
Well, the giant's gonna say hello, but that's okay. It's not like we're aiming for A rank this attempt. You've got the trebuchet for that.
And I can then claim it, so I can get some more income.
There we go. And then, at this point... And you don't need to worry about the settlements at this stage. You may as well just... Nah, don't worry about them. Just focus on killing the giant. Let's see how close we can get to A rank. Not sure where the enemy's gonna be. Maybe plop a cavalry down at the leftmost? Well, rightmost, I should have said, but you know what I meant. Oh man, look at the time. This might be the only match. This might be the only match we actually have time for. Look at this.
What? The other bonus mission is a long one too?
It's not long, but it's longer than half an hour. You know what? May as well throw everything you've got at it.
Yeah, finish off the archers so that...
Yeah, just clear the lane, throw literally everything you have at it. That is literally the last unit you have to worry about.
Yeah, Yeah, because it does look like there's a human in there. If you know what I mean.
Wouldn't surprise me if there was. Although there is a faction that is explicitly the steampunk faction, so who knows. Alright, that should be good. Alright, I'm assuming it'll go off to the... What? It didn't go off to the cavalry? I am surprised. Alright, what kind of damage can we do to you? Oh wait, you get max damage. Yeah. Do it. It's gonna hurt, but you know what? It'll hurt even... It'll hurt it too. Stab it! No retreat! No regrets! Yeah, at this point it's mostly just gravy. And then if you want to be extra thorough, I suppose you can put down another cavalry unit at the rightmost barracks. Just to be thorough about it? Alrighty. Alright, so he goes to smack the healthy one. That makes sense. Alright, you should be able to take it down the rest of the way nice and easy now. Actually, if you smack it with somebody else first, it might be able to reach.
No,
or it might just die. Yeah, if you send that one to the forest, something... Never mind. I was thinking someone else might be able to reach it if he went into the forest, but never mind me. It's not like we're aiming for A rank this time anyway. Actually, I think at this point, anyone he attacks just... Yeah, I think the moment he tries to attack anyone, it's over. Alright, that should be all you need to do this turn. Oh shoot, he can make it. Never mind.
At least he can't kill it.
You really want to be thorough, don't you? Alright, don't let me stop you.
Yeah, because I got that giant slain.
Yeah, you got that giant after rights, me as well. And then, literally anyone can walk up and knock it over at this point.
Okay, so it may have been a mechanical construct.
Should have known we'd never had a chance. Look how regal he is. Let's get out of here. Thanks, dog.
Rub 'em!
Caesar, there you are. Come on, bub. It's dinner time.
Praise the risen! Woo!
There we go.
Now let's see it.
Whoa, really?
Oh, wow!
I was not expecting that. Okay.
You have unlocked Lost Leagues in the Codex.
I was not expecting that.
May as well check out what Lost Leagues is. Lost Leagues.
Oh, that's the reward for us ranking things. Okay. Neat.
Well, Well, looks like we're gonna have to attempt it at some point. At least after we've done all the main story and start doing all the stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna add that to the list after Orcs Must Die 3 is wrapped up.
And Gilgamesh is saying that we should play Battletoads Nest together.
I've heard that game is absolute pain if you don't know what you're doing, so I don't know if that's wise. Also, I wondered where Gilgamesh ran off to. It's been mostly Regal and Dwan talking in my chat about folklore.
Yeah,
I'll have to spend a lot of time after this is done reading through all that.
Yeah, so after we do... So, if we do... Yeah, so if it's just 3 characters like that... Hey, I wanted
to take a look at which this one was. Yeah, so this one is, it'd be easier to finish, but I don't know. You don't necessarily need to be standing there to see the codex option, you know.
I know. I just want to set myself here in prep for doing this and then going into that.
Yeah, because I don't think we'll have time to... Codex. Yeah, I don't think we'll have time to knock out a mission tonight. Because the problem is that the next main story mission is pretty straightforward and is relatively quick. The problem is there's a bunch of lore associated with it, and I suspect that, well, I don't know about you, but that was a lot.
Anyways, may as well look at some of the lore here. Aurania. The continent of Aurania is home to Felheim and Cherrystone, the Floran Lands, the Lost Leagues, Heavensong, and the island of the Dragon's Cradle. I have a funny feeling we're going to be seeing all of these before the story's done.
Maybe.
It is the home of our heroes and of our heroes' foes. Welcome to Aurania. Please enjoy the view. Cherrystone. A peaceful kingdom where pastoral old grasslands give way to lush meadows and cool emerald forests. While the Cherrystone kingdom is caught between the harsh snowscape of Felheim to the west and the hazardous wilds of the Gloomwoods to the east. The kingdom, for the most part, manages to exist in its own tranquil state. While wary of their eastern neighbors, Cherrystone's citizens are rarely actually troubled by the Floran, provided humans don't accidentally wander into the Gloomwoods. The same cannot be said about their neighbors to the west, where the border within Felheim requires constant vigilance. Occasionally over the centuries, leaderless hordes have stormed the borders, intent on pillaging and plunder, while every few generations, whoever happens to be the current wielder of the Fel Gauntlet decides to take a foray into Cherrystone in a vicious attempt to expand Felheim's borders. Thus, the Cherrystone army is forced to remain on guard at all times.
Speaking of Felheim...
Splintered fjords and rimy forests, broad empty tundra, and jagged snow-capped mountains. This is Felheim. It's a quiet place, all sound muffled by the fathomless snow. Sometimes the wind will pick up and howl a mournful, bitter song across the icy plains, but otherwise silence reigns. Here, the undead walk. The chill cannot reach their weathered bones. Perhaps they look frail to you? They're not. They're held together by more than rotten sinew.
Sinew, yes.
They exist by sheer force of will. The living also eke out an existence among the undead, hunting ice boars and blubber seals. Like the land they inhabit, Felheim's living citizens are quiet people, stoic, no-nonsense individuals. That explains their leader. If it weren't for the ascension of the new Gauntlet ant-clad lord every few decades, they'd happily keep themselves to themselves. But there we go. You can't have everything. I bet play more campaign missions to unlock more entries.
Yeah,
Okay.
I suspect that we have to S-rank stuff, given that we don't have very many S-ranks on here.
Yeah, well, that's something we can work towards, be it on stream or off stream, like our intended Orcs Must Die 3 endless
Yeah,
run.
once we're finished watching the latest Star Wars nonsense, and once that lent's over, we'll probably end up spending a bit of our Friday evening time working on that. Either way, we carry on.
As well as more of the video backlog stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Florum and their lands. No one knows for sure where the Florum came from. Even the Florum themselves are more than a little hazy on the subject. History, it's fair to say, is not their strong point. However, the inquiring mind need not give up hope on discovering their origins. And we can, with justified conviction, make an educated guess. Around 900 years ago, give or take a day, a comet smashed into the north coast of central Arania. The impact caused a minor tremor and a great amount of inconvenience to a group of local fishermen who lost several rods and a tackle box to the burning debris. When humanoid figures emerged from the wreckage, the fishermen thought to give these reckless hooligans a piece of their minds. Unfortunately, they ended up giving the figures much more than that, as 3 of the fishermen were eaten on the spot. The 4th and final fisherman fled. A scrawny fellow, though he was lucky to retain what little flesh he had on him. Though this is all we know of that fateful day, one need not take a huge mental leap to infer that this was the Florin's genesis in Arania, especially as shortly after the comet's collision with the fishermen, and rumors and reports of tree people began to spread across the continent. 900 years ago, Arania's population was minuscule, so the Florum had little trouble in carving out their own niche in the pitty woods and muddy deltas of the central continent. They thrived in such a fertile environment and enjoyed comfortable, easy lives, developing a special affection for the Gloomwoods. Their favorite and most cherished hunting grounds. Florum, as a general rule, aren't mean or cruel, but they do seem to struggle with the concept of the sentience of other races. As the years passed, they found it easier to stop hunting the native humans and instead keep them at a distance. Boar and deer did better anyway. And whenever they hunted a human, other human would come, brandishing flaming torches and pitchforks, and start a big fight about it. Eventually, they had to figure, why bother? So the Florum are peaceful enough and left to their own devices, as long as you leave their hunting grounds alone.
Well, there you go.
Now the Lost Leagues. And then we'll see what other stuff we can read up on before we end the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Before it became known as the Lost Leagues, this land was once the westernmost portion of the nation of Silmore. I'm guessing that's the tech-savvy faction that will soon mate.
Actually, it's ancient history.
Oh, which bordered the country of Cacophony. The Lost Leagues gained their new name long ago, when they became the epicenter of the devastation reaped during a war known as the Great Dissonance. A cataclysmic battle was fought on the region's central plain, and the destruction that began that day rippled out from that point. The Lost Leagues are also home to the Quagmarsh, where once great king met his demise, and the war for the Great Dissonance finally ended. After the war, the Lost Leagues were abandoned. Even today, the place it's a sense of foreboding and the last feels cursed.
And the land, yeah.
Land feels cursed. Very few people live there, and the leagues remain unclaimed and ungoverned, making them the perfect refuge for outlaws, as long as they're able to stomach the oppressively anomalous atmosphere. I wonder if our our outlaw characters will have a headquarters here.
We'll see.
Okay. Vampires. There are two types of vampires. The common or lesser vampire, and the rarely greater or high vampire. Both are undead. The high vampire is indeed the greater species by far. It is an ancient breed and includes individuals that are monstrous, that have monstrous power. High vampires are not born, but created.
Sounds like we need to call it after this one.
Well, I can keep going, and it's just...
I did say after this one.
Yeah. Oh, after... When a high vampire decides the time is ripe, they wait until the dead of night, and then steal into a nearby village to kidnap the most readily available human infant. The process of changing that infant from human to high vampire takes 13 months, and it is done using a kind of magic innate and exclusive to the vampiric races. The resulting youngling is part family, part student, and part servant to the high vampire who created it, known as its master. Over the course of centuries, the youngling slowly matures into an adult, becoming more willful and rebellious as time passes. After a few hundred years, the master-youngling relationship, always based on practical need rather than affection, often becomes strained. In the worst cases, one kills the other. In the best, the two high vampires simply part ways. Very rarely does the relationship between a youngling and their master last longer than 500 years. Technically, a high vampire can make a new youngling whenever they like, but most tend to wait a millennium or so between parting with one and creating another. The lesser vampire, known to specialists as Vampiro Ochiro
Chirotera, maybe?
Is commonly referred to simply as a vampire. While it's believed that vampires were first created by high vampires, the two are nevertheless distinct species, with very little in common besides their natural magic and bloodlust. Unlike high vampires, vampires are winged and more at home in the air than on the ground. Well, that tells us which one this named character is.
Yeah, this one must be a high vampire. The rest are, well, these.
Yeah, vampires reproduce by felling a living individual, consuming a great deal of their blood, and then sharing some of their own blood with their victim. Shortly after the victim dies, after a period of 13 days, the corpse reanimates, sprouting wings, if it doesn't already have them, and begins its new life as an instantly matured vampire. It seems that this process of reanimation draws on the same kind of magic used by the high vampires, a blight in the form that is less powerful and more expedite.
Alright, so this is stuff that's referring to the second campaign, so we can ignore it for now. So, either way, I suppose we can go ahead and leave it here then. Because most of this is just unit descriptions that we get to see as we go along. So, I guess in that sense, I'll go ahead and do a quick update, and then I can see to all of the folklore and whatnot that is populating my chat right now. So, I don't know what you have planned necessarily, brother, but I guess as far as co-op night is concerned, in keeping, now that we're not doing Orcs Must Die 3 on live stream, at least at least not for a long while if we ever do it again, we're going to be alternating between a variety of stuff. Last week was FPS chess, and next week, we're bringing X-Wing miniatures back. I believe there weren't that many people around when we initially did it, but it is a tabletop game that involves us, well, taking X-Wing miniatures and throwing them at each other. So, I've already got a squad picked out. The brother knows the scenario and needs to figure out a squad, so all I will say is that, well, it always wins. That's all I'll say. I don't know how well that'll narrow down for you.
You wrong.
I will say it is a scum and villainy faction. That is all I will say.
Okay, so it's a scum one.
That is all I will say. That is my faction, scum and villainy. That should give you enough to work with.
Wait a minute. Are you playing Slave Ones?
Am I? It always wins.
There's no way they added Sebulba to it.
That's not what I meant, but okay. Anyway, so that's what we'll be doing on the 14th, if my dates are correct. Yep. And then it'll be Wargroove, and then I may as well announce it earlier rather than later. There's going to be a multiplayer variety night on the 28th. The idea here is that, well, we've got 2 people around, we've got a bunch of games we could play for a variety night, and I feel like it would be an ideal time. We've got Mario Kart picked out as one, we'll probably bring out Team Fortress 2 for another, and we need to figure out a third game. I'm debating between Halo and Smash Bros. Right now personally, but there's all sorts of options there.
So we don't have to worry about the you know.
We'd have to worry about the online mode for Mario Kart for you anyway, but that's something that could easily be hashed out. Still, options that we are mulling over, at least for now, and that'll be that.
The stars to unlock stuff in the gallery.
Uh-huh.
So
that's another reason for maxing things out and at least getting A rank on everything. There's a lot to do if you're willing to go all out on this. So, as
some
for...
of these are...
There's a lot.
Thinking of how much... I can only really unlock 15 things at the moment.
Yeah. But either way, as for other news, it's going to be pretty much...
I wonder if I unlock more stuff, there will be more characters populating this area.
I honestly can't remember. But either way, as for other news, I am going to be streaming on Saturday as per usual. We are going to maintain the usual schedule, but it will not be Battlezone this time. I realized when playing Battlezone this past Saturday that the missions have started to be, well, the pace ended up being slower than I expected with how long it can take to do things like figure out which of 6 enemy APCs hold the character I need to grab and then get him over to where it needs to be. So because of that, I figured, okay, it's going to be slower paced. If I did have time to bring back the Wednesday night stream slot, I'd probably move it to there and play something else, but I figured the compromise right now is just alternate with something else. I am not going to say what the something else is. All I will say is it took me forever and a half to get a copy of it, so that should tell you a little bit. That's probably more of a hint, and Regal's probably going to hear that and immediately figure it out, and I'm going to be pissed.
Hey, Regal, feel free to comment in my chat what it is please.
Well, I see 2 viewers online right now from my end, so it's probably Dwen and Regal, given that they've been still discussing folklore, so that's my expectation. But either way, that's what you can expect. I'll start with that game this Saturday, and we'll alternate between it and Battlezone for the foreseeable future. And then once I can bring back the Wednesday night time slot, I can move Battlezone over to there.
Also,
assuming it's still running.
A community stream, I'm hoping to bring along a friend, brother knows who for
Are you sure he wants to deal with me?
If you guys bring up any nonsense,
I will be courteous around him, but when he's not around, I have no qualms about making jokes he doesn't like. That's all I'll say.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's stuff that doesn't need to be
he definitely
aired
be
up.
up for Halo and TF2 as well as Bloons.
Yeah.
Anything else? We'll have to discuss.
For now, then, that'll be all from us.
For TF2, we'll probably want to stick with man versus machine until we get a lot more people.
Or we can just jump on a server and say, hey, pile in, but either way. There are options. There are plenty of options.
Very few people, all wouldn't be much. Although it would give us a chance to check out some of the custom-made maps.
Well, we can always just jump into a server and let people dive in as they're able. I'm not too worried about how it'll work out, but either way...
I guess another possibility is Star Wars Squadrons for another one.
Well, there aren't a lot of people who play that, so it would be... Well, I'd have to reinstall the game first and foremost.
Well, between you, me, and my friend, that's at least 3.
Yeah, but we'd have to basically do co-op versus AI, because that game's basically dead as far as multiplayer is concerned now, right?
Yeah, but I don't mind that, because honestly, I've had... versus actual people, it can be a bitch.
What, you mean you're forced to actually be smart?
Yeah, and also you would not believe some matches that were excruciatingly frustrating because of those dang ability.
Oh, you mean so people playing the game and getting sweaty at it? Oh no, it's almost as if it's a multiplayer game.
Yeah. I mean,
well, whatever the case may be, there it is. That is the plan, at least for March. Probably a little bit of April too, is that I'll be alternating a new game every other week on Saturday, and co-op nights is going to continue with Wargroove as the main feature and then occasional other stuff. I do want to make X-Wing miniatures a thing every 4 weeks and then something random on every 4 weeks, so it should be fun. Whatever the random thing may be, whether it be FPS chess, whether it be a multiplayer variety night, we'll figure some fun stuff out.
Yeah, and and my friend actually saw my perspective of first-person shooter and commented that apparently the BRCM player was a little loud. So
I would not be surprised at that, given that audio balance can be tricky.
So I've tweaked with the settings in first-person shooter just to where it is now max windowed, so that way I can adjust the volume to the BRCM player as necessary.
You weren't able to alt-tab out of it?
I didn't know. Well, in order to... Well, I could. It's just I can't... I need to literally right-click on the speakers, on the sound settings icon to change the volume for that there. I can't really do that with the player, or for the BRCMs.
That sounds like a problem. Either way, that'll be all from us, so I've got a bunch of chat that I need to get through, and you probably need to be somewhere in 5 minutes, so we can go ahead and end the call here, and we can see to our respective chats and carry on with our day.
Yeah, also, if you haven't been subscribed to me yet, feel free to do so, because, well, I'm still waiting for 15.ai to come up. I do have some projects planned for that.
Oh yeah, you were eventually wanting to make Let's Play stuff as well, because we'll need to get into Orcs Must Die 3 eventually to round out the endless modes. Yeah, there will be stuff going up on your channel eventually, it just might take a while.
Yeah.
That's exclusive to your channel, more to the point.
Yeah,
including a couple old Let's Plays.
Yeah, some of it will include some pictures and such to go along with it to at least show some of the stuff outside just the video, so that way it's not just the characters involved talking to each other.
Yeah.
But also to give you an idea of who's who, because I will be using some character voices for other individuals. There's one from League of Legends who I think would work well for a particular Sonic character, because...
Well, at the rate you're going, you may as well just... Actually, some of the voices that they got for the presidents are hilarious. I don't know how many of those videos you've seen. Some of those are hilarious.
I've mainly been sticking to Medicine Man's stuff, as well as anything associated.
Either way.
Yeah, but anyways,
either way, you do need to go soon. So, is there anything else you need to wrap up with before I see to my chat?
Not really, other than and this time audio came out for my perspective, so hopefully it'll all be good there now.
I guess we'll see.
Anyways, I was also hoping to get my squad together, but now I know that you're scum. I'll need to think.
I am scum and villainy, and I am playing a ship that you have not been able to beat. Those are your hints.
I'm gonna need a... Hopefully I can find something that'll actually defeat that thing for once.
Should I tell him? You know what? I'll say it after you're gone. Don't look back at this stream. Either way, I do need to see to my chat, so... And you need to go soon, so we'll go ahead and call it here, and I'll go ahead and see to my chat. Alrighty, so thank you for joining me, brother. I hope this was entertaining for you as it was for me. And I'll see you later.
Bye.
Alrighty, so let me see. What would be the best way to handle this? Because the problem is we've got... Let's see. It's going to be a blank screen unless I try and do a lazy display. Actually, here's what I'll do. I'm going to pop out the stream window. Pop out chat. Let's see. The problem is I don't have a lazy display that's geared toward my... Well, let's see. Let's kill this. Let's make sure that I've... Alright, let's throw that in the recycle bin. Okay, just making sure that I can show stuff off, at least as far as stream chat is concerned. Okay, and then let's switch OBS over to a lazy display. Okay, cool, this should work for now. Say hi to my desktop. Okay, that should do. Now I can go ahead and see to all the chat I missed. Let's see. Let me make sure, let's just start from the top, make sure that I've, well, apparently as far top as I can. Okay, so here's the start of Dwan's stuff. Anyway, Metal Master, known as the Sword Slug, is basically a Magneto but an invertebrate. It's a giant slug that can manipulate both non-magical and magical metal, but not unrefined ores and traces in rocks. Okay, so there's actually a good hard limit on the power set to where it can't just suddenly manipulate the iron in someone's blood. Good. Let's see. Would you be able to beat them with just a club, Dwan? Good question, Regal. If the club is made of non-metal substance, then yes. How does it usually kill people? Oh, so nice bit of back and forth here. Nice to see. Let's see. Metal Masters can also mimic sound they hear like a parrot, but they're kind of stupid, so they often wrongly use it. It's an ability that also extends to different planes like the ethereal plane, so only concrete spells like Dimension Door allow it to escape. And answering your question, Regal, metal slugs usually terrorize random peasants who aren't prepared to have their farming tools with metal bits suddenly be thrown at them. Or adventuring parties too stupid to properly prepare. Metal slugs often have chunks of metal they keep on their backs as both armor and weapons. Alrighty. Anyway, do you know that Santa Claus? This is a tonal shift. Did you know that Santa Claus has power over life and death? In one of the later legends about St. Nicholas, it tells about a terrible famine during which a malicious butcher killed 3 children, pickled them, and planned to sell them as ham. Wait, what? Nicholas visited the butcher, saw through his lies, and resurrected the 3 children. I wonder how much of that's true and how much of that is exaggeration, because I've never heard of anything that extreme, even with some of the miracles that are said to occur by the Catholic Church, because part of the process of canonizing someone as a saint within the Catholic Church is proving that there's some sort of miracle associated with them, such as miraculous healing that seemed medically impossible or something like that. So I'd be curious to know how much of that are instances like that, and how much is a matter of, well, something as outlandish as this. Let's see. Let's see, what else is in here? Okay, so continuing conversation about the Venture Bros, I assume. I'll have to check that out on a... Honestly, I probably don't have time to look at it tonight because I do have to get ready for work soon. Basically, as soon as I'm done here. So I'll have to save video reactions for probably a chat catch-up video. But I'll at least knock out all that was written in here first. So, let's see. Anyway, vampires, or at least their Western imaginings, come from Eastern Europe. Yep, that's my understanding. For example, Strigoi, a Romanian troubled spirits who rise from their graves, were inspirations for many early vampire stories. These like Bram Stoker's Dracula or The Vampire by John William Polidori. Also, the word vampire itself comes from the Slavic language, with each having their own version. For example, Albanians have Lugat, and Dampir. Oh, that's where the word Dampir comes from, because one of the guys in a D&D campaign I'm a part of is playing as a Dampir right now. Okay, and there is a subtle difference, if I'm not mistaken, as well, with how they're able to act. Well, us Poles have our Whipiers, if I'm understanding how to pronounce that. Vapirs, and Russians have Upir. The term vampire gained wide publicity in Western Europe during the 18th century, as reports of people in Eastern Europe throwing accusations of people being vampires, staking corpses to prevent the dead from rising and feeding on the living, and local practices of exhuming bodies and, quote, killing vampires were noted by Austrian officials, after Austria gained control of northern Serbia and Oltenia in 1718. Apparently, quote-unquote, scholars treat those vampire epidemics as mass hysteria. Let me tell you, there are examples of us Slavs being relatively normal for short periods of time. It sometimes happens to us for some reason. Well, relatively abnormal, I'd assume. Although, to be fair, depending on how cold it is and depending on the weather conditions, if you ended up getting stir-craze from being snowed in, it wouldn't surprise me. Because it can get cold in parts of Europe. Especially Russia. The general winter is a thing, after all. Let's see. What's your favorite kind of vampire, Dwan? So this asked by Regal. Let's see. Well, properly traditional folklore vampire, like our Polish vampires, they're more like superpowered zombies that suffer from erythromania than more common imaginings of vampires in modern fiction. Also, Nosferatu always for the win. Let me just remind myself of what Nosferatu is real quick. Let's see, do I have a... Actually, I'll use this since I don't know where my Brave tabs are going. I don't need to throw something on screen as of right now, so let me remind myself of Nosferatu, because I'm used to seeing it in the context of a spell in Fire Emblem, but let's see. Okay, so so Nosferatu is specifically referring to a vampire. Alright, cool. Fair enough. Just needed to remind myself of that real quick. Let's see. Then, what's Regal have to say? So my Polish great aunt always would tell me of just random Polish things, mainly food, but the random folklore was always nice. Yeah, kind of surprising that I don't know more about Polish folklore because my grandfather on my mother's side was Polish, and I think a third generation immigrant, if I remember correctly, or actually, I think he was the first. Actually, I think he was the first generation born in America. When I think of, actually, yeah, he was the first generation born in America. What am I thinking? Although my grandfather, when he was alive, didn't speak much about his heritage. My mother does distinctly remember when he would listen to Polish radio because back then there was such a thing where he lived. There was, I think, a Polish enclave, and I think it was Indiana where they lived. And he'd listen to Polish radio and be laughing along. And my mother would always, whenever any of the kids would ask about it, he'd always say it would take too long to explain. And to be fair, if it probably would be too long to explain because it was either some kind of pun or cultural signifier that they might not necessarily know about. So at some point I'll have to visit Poland just to see more about it. Either way, where was I in chat? Let's see. Ah, here we are. My Polish great aunt would always tell me of random Polish things, mainly food. Yep. Let's see, what else is in chat? Don't litter in the forest, children, lest she gonna feed you to the wolves for that. Oh boy, I'm assuming that's another thing. I remember her telling me of the Bida, or however it's spelled out, of all of our family members. She was the only one who took that stuff seriously, but I was interested in it anyway, so I listened. Let's see. So Bida, literally translated to trouble or hardship, was a malicious Slavic demon. Previously mentioned, Leshy was a neutral demon of the forest who interacted according to how a person treated its forest. Okay. Neutral demon, that's a strange contradiction in terms given my upbringing, so I'd assume spirit might be a more accurate word. There also existed demon chickens that would start living in a person's house and if treated well would give gifts to its owners, but those gifts were often stolen, usually from close neighbors, but some gold or other fancy stuff will be gained from time to time this way. Huh. Let's see, and then Regal just commenting about the interest of it. Let's see, folklore in general has always been interesting, especially in the area where I live since there was a large blend of cultures. Welcome to America in general. That's always the fun part about living in America is that, especially if you're willing to dig in, there's a lot of integration that happened over the course of the centuries, at least with European cultures. And so whenever even if you don't necessarily have a lot of direct connection to it, there's always a lot of fascinating stories from the people who are still very much closely connected to that. And it's always fascinating to hear more about it. Let's see. Let's see what else. Continuing the conversation. For example, Snallygaster is a creature from American folklore that started from tales told by German immigrants in Friedrich County. Friedrich County country. It was described as a chimera of bird, and reptile, with a metal beak lined with sharp teeth and sometimes also tentacles to boot. Oh boy. Speaking of German, I also read about Germanic slug dragons that could grow to the size of mountains and would wait for travelers to get inside their shells to eat them. Unfortunately, I don't remember their name. There's also the tasselworms of Austria and Bavarian, Italian, and Alps region in general. Those were basically cat lizards with long, slender, or stubby bodies, with its 4 short legs, each with 2 fingers. That does sound vaguely familiar, but I'm trying to think of where I first heard the term tasselworm. Because if it was... It does sound like something I've heard of, but I'm trying to remember where I heard it from. Sometimes they were thought to be venomous or breathe poison. Let's see, going back to something Regal mentioned. A neighbor of mine carves legend out of wood, and one of them he since added to the top of his house as the Snallygaster. There's still tons of barns and houses with the symbol to ward it away. Hey. Oh, man. Jenga or Boba, Jay? I think Jenga was the best. Boba has a lot of the more interesting stories given that he had a much longer time to build them up within the expanded universe. So, I'd probably cast my vote for Boba. Let's see. Anyway, among D&D space things, we also have the Great Dreamer. Basically 20 miles long, 3-eyed immortal old whale that travels the cosmos in spherical envelope of very water, so large that weather patterns occur on its surface. In the envelope, the Great Dreamer's entourage travels with it, a few Leviathans and dozens of Delphin Knights. The Great Dreamer is extremely intelligent, with telepathy having a range of 1,000 miles, though the Great Dreamers have circular patterns of, quote, speech going from one topic to another in a stream of consciousness. But they return to the topic at hand sooner or later. Just attacking those creatures is hard, because most creatures just seeing them is completely stunned by the sheer majesty of them and simply stares as they travel. But if you succeed in starting a fight, the Delphin Knight will start stunning you with their sound lances, and the Great Dreamer may start summoning elementals of water and air to wash your vessel from space. Great Dreamers view existence as a continuous song. And endless... Let's see, and endless... Hash? Let's see, an endless way to life itself. For this reason, the Great Dreamers are always lawful, being self-appointed guardians of Cretacean life throughout existence. Crustacean? Cretacean? They're also responsible for the spread of cetacean life in its existence. Basically, in D&D, Earth as is the existence in D&D cosmology has whales only because of a godlike space whale visited in the past. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, Gilgamesh. Yeah, I guess I should watch the video if I've got time. Let's see, what time is it right now? Yeah, I should make it work. Let me just finish going through here and we will go through. Oh, what did you say? I wasn't listening. What was the hint? Well, if you are still around, Regal, the hint I gave... Let's see, there are 2 hints that I gave. One for what I'll be playing in X-Wing Miniatures. What I gave to the brother is, you have not won against it, or it always wins. This is actually in reference to the fire spray. Well, he'll take it as a reference to the fire spray, but what it actually references is the Gauntlet Starfighter, because he actually has beaten the fire spray once, just by going after it multiple times. Because as my father always finds crazy ways to use the fire spray because it is very useful in the X-Wing Miniatures game. So that's one thing. The other hint was what I'll be playing next time, on Saturday. All I will say is that it took me forever to find a copy of it. That's probably all I need to say, hopefully. Let's see. And that's also why I mentioned that. So, my specific squad is going to be a Gauntlet Starfighter plus 2 Fang Fighters, which are all Mandalorian craft. So, I'll be very curious to see what he makes of it. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this part, and if you listen to it and I find out, brother, I will change my squad. I've got another one that I can throw at you that I'm calling Triple Threat. Let's see. Alright then. Well, Gilgamesh, if you're in chat, go ahead and ping or say something, and, well, you can let me know if you're around. Otherwise, I will just go ahead and watch the other video. Well, I'll go ahead and watch the 2 videos and see to them later. For now, then, is the game one we have mentioned before? It is something that was mentioned recently, but I will not say in what context, because that would give it away. Now I'm curious to see if we can figure it out. Now I gotta stick around for this. Let's see. Is there anything else that I missed? If it's the remake of Squadrons, I'll play it. Oh, cool. I guess we'll have someone else to join us then. Nice. Yeah, because it's the Star Wars Squadrons that EA and Motive put out a while back. Because surprisingly cheap for a relatively straightforward game. Campaign was alright. Not as good as X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter, perhaps, given that there weren't as many options necessarily, but still. As far as a multiplayer-focused game that can prove that, hey, you can actually do VR space combat games now. Please do them. Please bring free space back. Somebody. Actually, given what Volition did with Saints Row recently, maybe I shouldn't, but still. Or anything else? Actually, wait, is the... Jay is a teenager with too much time. I was scoured the last few months of streams to find it. Who said it was meant... No. Okay, you know what? That would definitely give it away. Damn it, no. Ugh. I kind of want to say now, just... You know what? Given that, I should probably leave you to mull over it. So let me just see. How long... Let me kill desktop audio real quick and check to see how long the two videos are. To see if it would be worth trying to knock them out tonight. Ah, crap. Okay, let me switch to a blank screen so I can verify this real quick. Ah, good. Okay, so that's one of the videos. Let me just knock this in an incognito window just to make sure it doesn't throw off my YouTube algorithm too much. There we go. Alright, knock that out, get that out of here, get that out of here. Good thing I killed that. Okay, I may as well finish my thought then, since I've got you going on the wrong track. What I was gonna say is, who said that I mentioned it in a stream? Torchlight or Baldur's Gate? No. I've already... Well... Nah. It might be worth going back to Torchlight 1 at some point, but no. My interest is not with Torchlight 1, and Baldur's Gate is something I'm playing on my own for the sake of hashing out what I need to for the review channel. That will be strictly review channel stuff. And then, let's see, how long is the other video? Both of these are relatively quick, but... I necessarily... Well, the problem with that I always have doing reactions is that I'm never really sure if I'll necessarily have enough to say. And looking at the... Well, Gilgamesh hasn't said anything in a while, so I suspect that he's not around right now. So I think what I'll do then is I'll go ahead and knock these two videos out as... I'll just record them as a reaction offline. I'll set a... Actually, yeah, I should have time for that tomorrow. Let's see. See, I only have to worry about that around 7. And then... Yeah, I'll just set an alarm for when I return home from work tomorrow to look at that. I'll make it the first thing I do. Then I can just get back to work on Pillars of Eternity. That's been going well, at least. Oh, relative normality, that's what you meant, Dwan. Okay. Hey, the relative normality was a joke on how we Slavs are usually insane and eccentric. Stabbing each other is basically our tradition at this point. Suddenly The Witcher is making a lot more sense. Is it something one of the viewers have said or that you in particular mentioned? It is something that I in particular have mentioned. Okay, let's see. Where's that? Alright. 4 p.m. You'd think I could spell, but then again, this is a phone. Okay, there we go. Well, I am sure you can continue the guesswork in Discord. I'll be awake for at least another half hour as I prepare to go to work tomorrow. Hang on, sorry, getting distracted by something. Oh, I see. That's what's causing noise. Sorry, I was getting distracted by noise on my computer that I wasn't expecting. Okay. Let's see. There we go. let's see, I have an idea, but I don't think it's right. You may as well toss it in then. So, either way, yeah, it's been a blank screen for a while. I should call it soon. You feel free to keep guessing in the Discord. I do need to call it a night, though. So, with that in mind, just as a quick recap of how things are going to play out this week and for the next month, Co-op Night's going to continue alternating between Wargroove and something special. Sometimes it'll be X-Wing miniatures, sometimes it'll be something else. The 28th will be a multiplayer variety night, and feel free to jump in if you have any of the games we're playing that night. And then, as for Saturday, I will be shaking it up with something different. If you have any ideas, the hint is that it is something that I have mentioned previously. Actually, you know what? Let me check to see when I last mentioned it. Just give me 1 second. That'll help narrow it down. Because it was relatively recent. I just want to make sure I know how recent. Let's see, dig through uploads. Where is it? Okay. It is something that I have mentioned in the last month. That should narrow it down. So, it is something that I mentioned in the last month that took me a long time to find a copy for. That's your hint. So, with that in mind, that'll be all from me tonight. So, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you this Saturday for the mystery game. And if there's anything else you need to send my way, link to the Discord is in the description. So, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you in a few days.